You guys know what today is besides Thursday, August 27th, 2020? Jonathan,
what is?
We're about to find out.
About to find out. It is National Just Because Day. And you know what National Just Because Day offers?
What?
It offers us the opportunity to do stuff just because. Now, feel free to celebrate this day any way you choose, just because. Every day we all do things that are expected or required of us. Sometimes we even do things because we have to do them. We don't even know why we do them. We just do them. Well, on this occasion, on this particular day, we have a chance to do something without any rhyme or reason. It could be that there's an outfit at the mall that you're admiring. Go buy it. Why? Just because. Maybe you want to use a vacation day just to go fishing. Why? Just because. Because you can. Today, August 27, 2020, is National Just Because Day. You can do whatever you want. It actually started in the late 1950s. Joseph J. Goodwin of Los Gatos, California, created Just Because Day. It began as a family holiday and grew into an annual celebration. And here at Bradshaw Live, we want to make Just Because Day as popular as Halloween. We want to make it as popular as Christmas. We want to make it as popular as New Year's. And why do we want to make it as popular as Halloween, Christmas, and New Year's? Why?
Just because!
Exactly. So Yo-Yo and Vanessa and I agreed that we were going to share some videos of us doing some stuff. Just because. Vanessa, I'm going to let you take it away. Tell us what you're going to be sharing with the squad, just because.
I found some great submissions. I think you boys are going to like this one. I was in the mood to just be fed some cherries in the middle of the park, just because.
Oh.
Who's feeding you these cherries? Just because.
These are some of the women that I work with.
Some women you work with.
This is my team.
We're feeding you cherries in the park, just because. Is there any other videos you would like to share with us, Vanessa?
Well, I'm all about beauty and fashion, so I want to show you guys how I can curl my hair in an instant. Just because.
Hey.
Because, look at you with the different hairdos. Just because. And Yo-Yo, what do you have for us, Yo-Yo?
I don't know if I can top
Just
that.
Because Day.
So there are videos of me online that I usually never talk about or share, but today I feel like sharing just because.
Okay, let's see what you want to share.
These are videos of me as a teenager dancing on Soul Train. I was 17 years old and one of the main dancers on Soul Train.
That's
so just because.
Just because you want to share it.
It does not.
Just because I want to share it today.
You know, Julian the TriCaster guy. Can you play that video one more time? Why?
See, this is why I don't share
just
it.
because.
The close-up one.
Let's do the close-up one. There he is. Oh, Yo-Yo, the move with the move with the shoulder down. The move with the shoulder down when he's going. You go, ugh. You gave one of those, right? He's doing. Right? Is that what you did?
I was 17 years old, guys. I used to be one of the main dancers on Soul Train, so.
Julian,
get all your laughs out now.
Julian, that was so enjoyable. Let's see it one more time, just because. There he goes, the shoulder down.
That move, the shoulder move.
All right, now I'm embarrassed because Yo-Yo actually has talent. Now, what I decided to share in honor of Just Because Day, I agreed about a year and maybe even 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, I agreed to play a video I had locked in the vault. And what happened, why I locked this in the vault, we only played this once ever. We've never shown it on social media. Boy, that's like seashells. We've never shown it on social media. We played it once, never again. It was literally locked in the vault. And this was a time when I lost a bet to the squad.
Yes.
I lost a bet. I made a bet with the squad that we wouldn't get a number of shares on that particular day. And I said, if we did, I will twerk for everybody. So this is the time I twerked after losing a bet with the Brad Squad. So I lost Truth or Dare to the Brad Squad, and everybody dared me to twerk. What people don't realize is I twerk all day. It was no dare at all.
Go, Brad! Twerk, 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 twerk! Get your back into it! Twerk! Twerk, twerk, twerk! Yeah, Brad, twerk for the breakfast! Twerk like Nicki Minaj, Brad! Twerk like Nicki Minaj!
Clean the barbecue, I'll clean the barbecue.
Okay, but really, really work it! Twerk it! Twerk, twerk, twerk! Go, go, get lower! Yeah, that's it, that's it! Got it!
I followed through. I told you I was going to twerk. I twerked. You shared 500 shares. You got me twerking. All right.
I must say though, the Nicki Minaj side by side.
Yes.
That's a tough rumble.
I'm going to tell you something. You know.
It's in the back, Brad, and you got it, boy.
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
I'm a professional dancer. You got it.
I don't. Come on. It's in the hips.
Right,
I don't.
Side by side.
Side by side. It looked actually.
Nikki,
quite frankly, it looked like I was relieving myself in a pool more than I was twerking. But you know. But I decided to twerk. Why? Just because.
Just because.
And ladies and gentlemen of the squad, I have to tell you something. We got to make Just Because Day a national holiday every day on August 27th, as long as Bradshaw is live on the air. We will be doing something. Just because. All right. Meanwhile, last night was the night 3 of the Republican National Convention. Vice President Mike Pence and Kellyanne Conway were among the headlining speakers. As reactions to the event in Kenosha unfurled, Pence used his vice presidential nomination acceptance speech to make a familiar call for law and order. He criticized Joe Biden for acknowledging the racism in America's police departments and said Biden's policies would lead to unsafe streets and violence, never once mentioning Jacob Blake, the black man killed. He was not killed. He was, unless he died today that I don't know about. He was shot by police in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Pence also offered a response to Biden's criticism of the Trump administration's handling of the pandemic, vowing that that a safe and effective vaccine will be ready by year's end, and everybody will be okay. And then Kellyanne Conway, our favorite woman from the second most dysfunctional family in America, claimed that Donald Trump elevated women to senior positions in business and in government. He confides and consults in us. He respects our opinions and insists that we are on equal footing with the men, unless, of course, he's grabbing them by the what?
Oh.
Yep.
Unless he's grabbing them by the. Because he doesn't grab men by the testicles, right? He doesn't grab men by the testicles, but he definitely grabs women by the meow.
Yes.
Now, second lady Karen Pence, who Trump has never grabbed, and Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnary joined Conway in attempting to frame Trump as someone who's going to stand up for you, the common man.
Right. That's exactly who he's standing up for today.
Right.
And every day.
You know what he's standing up for? All the rich cats at Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
Meow! I was giving Julian another meow. You know what he was standing up for? All the rich cats. There we go. All the rich cats in Mar-a-Lago.
Those are all the cats in Mar-a-Lago.
All the cats in Mar-a-Lago. That's what he's standing up
paying
for.
less taxes than all the rest of us.
Why do we have so many different cat sounds?
I don't know. That's very, of all of the sounds that we have saved. Okay, we have multiple cats. Multiple. We have a litter of cat sounds.
Different cats. Right, get it together.
Meanwhile, well, it's just National Just Because Day, so you know what?
Right.
We're gonna
We
play
can laugh just
play
because.
cat sounds all show.
Just because.
Just because. Now, it turns out, by the way, we talked about this yesterday, that Trump naturalized 5 immigrants to become U.S. citizens on national TV at the White House, and he turned a naturalization ceremony, which is a civil government function, into a political event. Nonetheless, this political event was just not political. It was at the Republican National Convention. Turns out that some of the immigrants who took part in Trump's naturalization ceremony during the second night of the Republican convention on Tuesday didn't even know that they were on television. It was an obvious effort by Trump's campaign to cast him as a pro-immigrant president after 3.5 years of anti-immigrant policies. But at least 2 of the 5 citizens, the new citizens, were not even told that they were going to be on television at the convention, according to the New York Times. The decision by Trump's campaign to feature the naturalization ceremony angered some officials with USCIS. Barbara Strack, a former chief of the Refugee Affairs Division at Citizenship and Immigration Services during the Bush years and the Obama years, this is somebody who served both Republican and Democrat, said, "It's one of the things that shouldn't be politicized, and you can hardly get more political than your partisan political convention," which is basically what I just said. Some good news on the immigration front, because as we talked about yesterday, Yo-Yo and Vanessa, Trump just makes rules all the time, and nobody says anything unless he gets sued. So this is basically, and this is not just in immigration, it's across the board on everything. And we talked about this yesterday. He does it until somebody sues him and says, that's illegal, you can't do it. Well, when Trump became president, he changed the rules about becoming a citizen after you join the military. Previously, as soon as you joined the military, as long as you had a green card and you continued to honorably serve, on day 1, you were able to file for your citizenship. That's what the rules say. But Trump changed it. He said that you have to be serving at least as a member of the armed services for 6 months or even a year before being eligible for expedited path to citizenship. Now, the American Civil Liberties Union sued Trump. They represented a class of thousands, not hundreds, thousands of lawful permanent residents who were born in another country who are serving actively in our military right now. And the matter revolved around the Department of Defense policy signed under the Trump administration on October 13th, 2017, which lengthened the time a recruit must serve before receiving a certificate of honorable service, which is the requirement to get the expedited citizenship. Previously, the eligibility for that certificate began on day 1. The change lengthened the time in service to 180 consecutive days of active duty or 1 full year in the reserves. But now, under the ruling by Judge Ellen Hovell of the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia, the Department of Defense has to give that honorable certificate of service on day 1. It is going to allow our military, people who were born in another country who are serving America, defending America, to become a U.S. citizen. How is this a guy who's patriotic? How is that
we should
how is that patriotic?
vote for, apparently.
Go get killed for our country. Put yourself in harm's way. We're not going to make you a citizen for a while.
I mean, it's easy for someone who has never fought in the war, who claims that he did. So
Well, he had bone spurs, so he had a very valid, excuse. Well,
that's what I'm saying. He doesn't know what it feels like to actually fight for the country and come back and just be like, hey, you can't be a citizen.
By the way, I was being facetious because he got his medical exemption. He got his medical exemption for bone spurs from a chiropractor. What does a chiropractor know about bone spurs in a foot? That's
wow.
He's also a guy by the name of Joe Shapiro allegedly took his SATs. So he's been cheating and lying to get into college
for years.
To avoid
whole life.
His whole entire life.
Avoid serving.
This is the guy who's our president.
But this is our president.
It makes you question, should I always do right? Damn. He does wrong his whole life, and he's a billionaire. And the president.
All right. Meanwhile, the NBA is going to go back. It's going to start playing again one day after they had a boycott. It was not a strike. It was a boycott. A strike is when workers withhold their labor to better their working conditions. A boycott is when consumers withhold their money to protest a company. Yesterday, the Bucks were scheduled. And by the way, this is not a boycott. I got it wrong. This was a strike. My apologies. Yesterday, the Bucks were scheduled to play Game 5 in the playoffs against the Orlando Magic, but they never came out on the court. Instead, they called for justice, demanding that the officers be held accountable, denounced Wisconsin lawmakers for months of inaction and police reform. On the day that the NBA decided not to play and go on strike in the Republican National Convention, this shooting in Wisconsin wasn't even mentioned. What was also not mentioned was the vigilante who came from Illinois, a 17-year-old boy by the name of Kyle Rittenhouse. He received water from the local Wisconsin police. He received praise from law enforcement. He was allowed to roam the streets after the boycott. Nobody was saying anything to him. And this was all before his alleged shooting spree that killed 2 people and seriously wounded a 3rd. Rittenhouse, who was seen firing rounds at protesters in the street Monday night, appears to be part of an extremist militia group that set up shop at a few places in town, including a car dealership where cameramen caught him on film. In the video, he's standing guard at the facility with another rifle-bearing man, and they both say they're locals doing their duty. They're going to help the police. They're going to shoot people. That's their duty. Shortly afterward, the camera catches a few armored police vehicles rolling by and seemingly telling this militia group to move south. They did not tell him to go home, as they were telling all the other protesters at the 8 p.m. curfew. The cops did, however, give them a few water bottles in case they were thirsty. Rittenhouse runs over and interacts with some of the officers to retrieve some water. He retrieves the water not only for himself, but for his crew of militiamen. And you could even hear a cop say they appreciate what these guys are doing. Rittenhouse and the other armed civilians shown in the videos with him were violating, at this point, the 8 p.m. curfew. And at age 17, and not even a resident of the state of Wisconsin, he was not legal to openly carry a gun.
Wow.
Rittenhouse allegedly shot 3 people. Gage Grosskreutz, 26, who is expected to survive. Anthony Huber, 26, dead. Joseph Rosenbaum, 36, dead. These were, by the way, not people, these were normal people who came out and said, this is wrong, because a black man got shot in the back. And I think we should post those photos again. These are people's lives who got lost.
I'm so stuck. I didn't know that the weapon wasn't even legally purchased. Like, he wasn't licensed to have that weapon. He's
licensed in the state of Illinois, perhaps.
But not he was at.
But you can't carry guns across state lines.
For state lines.
You have to have a license in Wisconsin to carry a gun. You have to have it.
But no one said anything.
You can't take a gun from Illinois to Wisconsin. And you have to be 18 years old or over to have an open carry in Wisconsin anyway, even if Wisconsin has some bizarre law that you can carry in guns from other states.
Man, it's insane to me that cops literally are more afraid of my black skin than a 17-year-old white man with a rifle. A 17-year-old white man with a rifle can be walking down the street, walking right past the cops and not get shot. But me, being unarmed and being a black man because of my black skin, I could get shot.
You're right. And I'll tell you what happened. Right afterwards, there's video of this. He ran up to the cops. He put his arms up in the air. Other protesters said, "That's the guy."
I heard this. And they let him go.
And not only was he not stopped, not only was he not questioned, not only was he not apprehended, he just kept walking.
Yep.
Now, during the Kenosha Police Department's first press conference in response to the Blake shooting, Chief Daniel Miskinis seemed to blame the victims for their own deaths, saying the violence was the result of the persons involved violating curfews.
There's like so many. There's like a long list of things that went wrong here, like a very long list, yet it's not a conversation.
Now, Rittenhouse, he's 17 years old. He was charged with murder. And a little bit about this kid. He lives in Illinois. I don't know why he has a gun. He was bullied, according to news reports. He was bullied in school. He was bullied in school. He appeared front row at a Trump rally in January. Now, when he was bullied in school, his mother sought an order of protection from police back in January 2017, claiming that a classmate of her son's had been threatening him and calling him dumb and stupid. Now, the superintendent for the school district said in a statement that Rittenhouse attended Lakes Community High School for a semester, but did not enroll afterwards. He had participated in cadet programs with both the Antioch Fire Department and the Grays Lake Police Department. Here is a boy, 17 years old, not yet an adult, not yet able to form his own opinions, considered a minor. Just a year earlier, his mother had to go to court to get a judge to get a school to stop him from being bullied. He wasn't even able to protect himself or socially integrate into a school. It's to the point where the mother had to go to court. So how is this boy allowed to have a gun?
You know what? All of that, I don't give a goddamn about none of that shit that you said. We all get bullied. I hate the fact that whenever something like this shit happens, everybody tries to victimize this kid. This kid is a terrorist. He is a white supremacist. It doesn't matter what his age is. Doesn't matter. The people that bullied him at the school were not the people that he was shooting at the protest.
I agree with you.
Pish tosh applesauce. Take his ass to jail. All of that.
I agree with you.
Because they wasn't trying to victimize Trayvon Martin when he was a young teen that got shot for literally just going to get a candy and iced tea. But then they tried to say, oh, he smokes weed. So what?
I didn't say, one second. I didn't say that I'm giving him a pass because he was being bullied. What I'm saying is, how is a mother give this kid a gun?
She need to go to jail too. She need to go to jail too, but I don't care about the victimizing. We don't even need to hear about that. Just understand that.
How does this kid have a gun? And Donald Trump, by the way, his campaign says, you know, we can't control the behavior of everybody who comes to our campaign rallies. But you want to know what you can do? You can stop the rhetoric. You can stop the hate speech because people listen to it and people believe it. So this comes straight from the president, who at the Republican National Convention has the entire United States watching, doesn't say anything about the shooting of Blake, and doesn't say anything about Rittenhouse killing 2 protesters who were protesting peacefully and seriously wounding a 3rd.
Wow.
That's not okay.
Make America great again, they say.
His new campaign rally, I think, is Make America Great Again, which is grammatically incorrect anyway, because that means you never made America
great
the first time.
You would have had to fix it the first time in order to want to make it great again.
Yeah, again. Yeah, so I when I heard that, I'm like, wait, that's not even grammatically correct.
Wait, who did Donald Trump get his SATs done by again?
Joe Shapiro.
We need to bring him back.
Yes.
Bring him back.
Bring him back.
Yeah.
All right, poor Louisiana. Hurricane Laura made landfill overnight in southwestern Louisiana. It's now a Category 5. There's so much going on here. More than 1.5 million people have been ordered to evacuate. In Texas, they plan to provide protective equipment and coronavirus testing at shelters. Louisiana has activated its entire National Guard. 23 people have already been killed in Haiti and the Dominican Republic, and the winds are in excess of 150 miles an hour. You know what, Yo-Yo and Vanessa?
What up?
Fact.
We gotta do wacky news from around the world. Let's at least end on it with a smile.
Thursday.
There I am.
In the safest place you can be.
The safest place I can be.
The safest place you can be going around the world.
I am in the safest place, in the middle seat of a biplane being piloted by Vanessa. Going around the world. That is the safest place.
I'm a little bit of a reckless driver, but I think I'd be a great pilot.
That is the
safest. Lord.
That's the safest place.
Save us now.
All right. So I don't know if this is wacky world news or hump day, but a man in Australia, he was caught showering at a car wash completely naked. Security footage shows the naked man covering his crotch with one hand as he grabs a water hose at Parkland's car and dog wash in Queensland. He then hands the hose to another man who sprays him down while filming the impromptu shower on a phone. Now, this nude dude is seen jumping up and down as he gets splashed before being chased out by the other man. Car wash owner Jeff Bowen said the chemicals coming out of the hose would likely have felt like a chili juice on your skin. He would be on fire. To do that, you'd have to be young and have some young skin. Whoops. The chemicals coming out of that hose to take filth and dirt off your car. And you're putting that on your body? It's got to burn, man.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
spraying them, though.
Through it.
Now, I want you to know something. We can't imagine that a man who would take a shower at a car wash would have much intelligence anyway. So I guess he gets what he deserves.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So he did it. Wow, this is crazy.
Yeah. Now, in honor of Just Because Day, or maybe not, a university in Germany, maybe I want to go there. Maybe Yo-Yo or Vanessa, you want to go there. They are offering $1,900 for doing nothing. The idleness grants, that's what they are called, are for Germans willing to abstain from activity as part of research for an exhibition on sustainability. The University of Fine Arts in Hamburg said applicants are free to choose their own form of idleness, an activity to abstain from, and a panel of school officials will choose the 3 best pitches. The architect and design theorist Friedrich von Bores, who designed the program, told local news, "Doing nothing is not very easy. We want to focus on active inactivity. If you say you're not going to move for a week, then that's impressive. If you propose you are not going to move or think, that might be even better." Yo-Yo, will go and make a presentation. I will have no tequila for 1 week. Where's my $1,900? That's what I am willing to abstain from. What would you, Vanessa, abstain from for your $1,900?
I really like the idea of not doing anything, but I think I'm too hyperactive to not do anything. But I think I'm kind of addicted to ice cream. So I'd let go of ice cream for $1,900. Big time.
And Yo-Yo.
Well, y'all know I cut my hair every 2 to 3 days, so I will not cut my hair for a week and not do it.
I don't think our applications would actually win. They would look at it. This guy doesn't want to drink tequila.
Why not?
No ice cream. He's not going to cut his hair. We've got to have better inactivity than that. Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.